What's up, guys? Daily Riot here, and we got a story on Netanyahu. Arrest warrants have been issued by the International Criminal Courts for Netanyahu, his defense minister or his former defense minister, Gallant, and the commander of Hamas. These are for war crimes, crimes against humanity, starvation, and all the stuff that they've been doing over there. Frankly, there should probably be charges of genocide added to that. Now, the interesting part is how the U.S. is responding to this. We got a senator who is threatening to invade the Netherlands over it. We also have the Biden Whitehouse, who has just flat out rejected the warrant as if they have some sort of a say in the International Criminal Court. The problem I have with this is that if there's an international criminal court here that the whole world is supposed to kind of abide by, and you have, these people issuing an arrest warrant for war crimes, but then you have the U.S. saying, well, we don't like that. That's basically like telling the world that international law doesn't really apply to people we don't really want it to apply to. So it basically means nothing. It's undermining the criminal court, undermining justice, the rule of law, and this is on a global scale. I don't think that the U.S. should be doing this just to protect their interests in Israel. And I think it's actually, in my opinion, it's exposing the bias in our State Department, the bias in our government towards defending Israel, regardless of the crimes that they've been committing, starving thousands, tens of thousands of people, displacing them, creating the conditions for genocide. This is not something that I think the U.S. should be engaging in. They need to step aside and let the international courts deal with this. Because, again, otherwise, it just looks like we don't care about law or justice. This isn't like Hamas is, the ones that are calling for the arrest of Netanyahu. No, this is a third party, a collection of third parties, the International Criminal Court, that has come together to, they've seen enough evidence to issue an arrest warrant for war crimes. So, if you ask me, I think we're kind of doing a disservice to the entire planet by trying to say the Biden White House says we reject the warrants. Well, that's nice. Your rejection of the warrants don't really mean anything. This is an international court. So, I don't really know. I'm just a bystander here watching this go down. And the evidence that I've seen is that Netanyahu, in my personal opinion, is actually guilty of these things. And there's been plenty of opportunities for him to step down, back away, de-escalate the situation. And every opportunity that he got, he continually escalated it, talking about completely eradicating these people and removing them. Lying, starting the war off with absolute lies, like lies you can just look up and disprove. I don't want to get into it on YouTube, but based on what I've seen, I think Netanyahu, I don't want to say Israel, because, the people that live there don't have much say in what Netanyahu does. Maybe some of them are okay with it. Some of them aren't. The point is the leadership is who you want to go after when this type of thing happens. So, based on everything I've seen, all the opportunities that he had to de-escalate the situation, calls from the U.S. to de-escalate, he just ignored everyone and continued. He did create these situations. And if you ask me my personal opinion on this, again, is he probably created the circumstances for these type of attacks to happen. in order for him to stay in power. I mean, from what I've seen, Israel has been trying to get rid of Netanyahu for quite a while. And, he gives the same old nonsense story. Hey, I'm a democratically elected president or prime minister. But again, I don't know. There's probably a lot of shenanigans going on there because this guy's been around forever. And there's a lot of mutterings from people that don't want him around. So, it's I don't know. Either way, that's irrelevant. I think the most important part of this is that the U.S. needs to step back and step away because, again, this isn't like you're trying to defend Israel against, a terrorist organization. This is the International Criminal Court now, who is actually calling for his arrest. It's just making the U.S. look very bad and frankly, complicit in what's going on. So they may have made these calls. I think Biden may have made these calls in the beginning to, hey, de-escalate. And Netanyahu just ignoring him. That may have just been theater. Like, hey, the U.S. is, trying to de-escalate the situation. But probably behind the scenes, what I think may have happened is that Biden's like, hey, just ignore what I said. I just got to make a public display. You carry on with what you're doing, bud. And, with the White House now, the Biden White House now saying we reject those warrants kind of speaks to what I just said. So anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Netanyahu is guilty of war crimes or he's just being persecuted for, accidentally taking out 43,000 people? Accidentally, in his pursuit of Terry's, he accidentally took out 43,000 people through starvation and, I don't know. I'm going to I'll step out. I'm going to excuse myself from this. I'll let you guys leave the comments and let me know what you think. All right. Until the next one.